Hello and welcome to Delta Media Group's Tech Tuesday. Today we are going to get into, not unlike the last couple of weeks, we're going to go over something that we've gone over before that we have added some things to. So it's going to be real similar to an earlier video, but with some new toys added to it. So into the DeltaNet. Now what we are going to go over here is basically adding in your social media links, and I'll just touch on the Facebook connector system too, so that you can kind of see how that gets set up. So here we are on the welcome page that you hit when you first log in, and we're going to scroll down to website and overviews. And what we're going to do is add in our social media URLs, and this will automatically add them to the public website, automatically put them up on our homepage. So the easiest way to find things here, and this goes for everything on this overviews page, is to just click up here in search sections and type in what you're looking for. So in this case, that filters it down to just our social media URLs. I am going to go ahead, and you can see that the http:// is already here. So whatever you put here, you'll want to make sure it's everything after that. So if I just type this in, if I can type this morning. Now you can just type in the direct URLs if you know the URLs of your individual pages. So I'm just typing in Facebook, but you'll actually want to point this to your profile page through Facebook. So if I go to, well, what you'll be doing is something more like going to a specific page here. So I'll go to Twitter, why not? So what you'll do is go into Twitter, and you'll go to your actual Twitter page. And I don't have a Twitter page, so it's not a very good example. But let's pick, here we are. This is a moment instead of an actual page. But let's pretend that you're on your actual profile page. So you just click up here in the URL to highlight the whole thing, and then go ahead and copy it. Copy. And then we'll go over here and paste it. You'll see that the HTTPS stuff came along with it, so we're going to want to make sure to get rid of that. And there you go. So now that link will point directly to that page. You'll want that to be your profile page. And we do the same thing for each one of these. So there we go. Hey, it's actually my LinkedIn page. How about that, huh? Really should update that thing. There we go. So now this would be basically my profile page, or how I would get to it for just LinkedIn for our example. And we can see that, my name's up here, so that's my LinkedIn page. I'm going to copy that same way as I did the other one. And then we'll go down and paste it into LinkedIn. And again, get rid of that HTTP, and there you go. So you want to make sure to do that for all the social media resources that you have. If you have a LinkedIn page, you'll add that, Twitter, Facebook, Google+, for everything you have here. Now the newest one is Zillow. So if you have a Zillow profile, you can actually add your Zillow profile page here too. And you would do that exactly the same way. Just navigate to your profile page, go up to the URL, copy it, and then paste it in here and get rid of the HTTP. So I'll just point it at Zillow so you can see what the icons look like. Now I'm going to fill in all of these so that we can get a look at what each of the icons looks like. However, even if you have all these pages, we always suggest that you kind of focus on a handful of specific social media sites. And the biggest deal for that is, oh, here, I have an actual profile to point this one to. There we go. Nobody can manage all these. The most important part of social media is that you actually are social on it. You remain active on it. So nobody's going to be able to manage all these at the same time. And by adding all these into the site, so I just clicked on Add Social Media URLs to save them, and I'm going to click on Preview Website. You end up with a pretty long list of icons here. And they fit, but you're not going to be able to maintain all of those unless you have a team just handling your social media presence. So it's a good idea to pick, Facebook is probably the most important one. If you want to add your Zillow profile in here too, because that's kind of getting updated automatically to some degree, and maybe your LinkedIn page, and that's all you put here. But that way you can really focus your attention and focus your efforts on those 3 social media outlets so that you're really effective on those. Whereas if you try to spread your efforts and your resources across all of these different social media sites, then you're just going to end up with a bunch of stuff that just isn't doing you a whole lot of good because, none of it's going to be performing that well. So there you go. Now we see all our social media links have been added in here. On this particular theme, they've also been added down here. And you can see, because there's so many in here, one of them wrapped down to the next line. And that's another thing. This section and both of these sections will look a lot better if you have just 3 or 4 that you're really focusing on in here. So you're probably not going to want to enter all of them. So there you go. That is all it takes to get social media URLs entered. And then while we're in here, I'll just go ahead and run down to, since it also pertains to social media, we'll go down to the bottom of our navigation, the DeltaNet, click on Facebook, Post Preferences, and this is for the Facebook Auto Poster tool. What this will do is you sign into your Facebook account here, and then you can use the settings here to determine what is automatically posted to your Facebook account. So just to give you a look at it, I'm going to sign in with Facebook. I don't know if it's going to like it because I think I'm signed into another one. There we go. So I'm signed in, and you can see that there's a tab for personal page here, and then a tab for more pages. So in your case, you will probably want to share this on your real estate page instead of your personal Facebook page. So you'll click on more pages, and under there you should see your real estate page if you have one created. And then from there, you can go through each of these settings and choose what you want the system to automatically post to your Facebook page. So the first one, every time you get a new listing, it will automatically post that new listing on your Facebook page. It usually posts them sometime in the morning. It's basically watching for a newly entered listing that has some pictures on it. It won't post it if it doesn't have any pictures. So that will automatically post that on your Facebook page, and you can see down here, this is an example of what each of those new posts look like. So the new listing post will look just about like this. Just a little bit of information on top, and then that links back to the detail page on your website. This is what the open house post looks like, and then if you add a new video to a listing, this is what the video post would look like. Now you can see you can do that for new listings, new open houses. If you add a video to a listing or update a video to a listing, it'll automatically repost it to Facebook, and you can also set it to do it for price reductions. All you do is click the radio button to turn each one on, and then hit save down here at the bottom. Now the other feature you can see here is that you can restrict the number of postings you'll have per day. As an agent, that's probably not something that you'll have to worry about, depending on how many new listings you're getting or how often you're updating these listings or making these kinds of updates to listings. If you had added 5 open houses the same day, you might not want the system to post all 5 right in a row on your social media page or your Facebook page, because then it's going to overwhelm the posts that you're making that are actually getting traffic and getting interest in your social media site. So the idea behind social media is that you want to put content on there that people are interested in to get them interested in the site, and then in addition, you want these things to post on there, or you want to post these things on there yourself one way or another, so that you're kind of putting ads in with the information that's really interesting people and really getting people onto your social media page and getting people to follow you. So that's why you can set a frequency here. So if you don't have a lot of updates, then unlimited is fine because you're never going to notice a difference. But I mean, if you're, making 5-6 updates a day on one of these, or you have 5-6 updates coming in a single day, you might want to knock these down to just 2 or something like that, so that it only posts a couple instead of overwhelming everything on your page. But that is all there is to it. So once you set all the settings here the way you want them, you just click Save. That'll save your preferences, and then you just let the system do all the hard work for you. All right, so as always, thanks a lot for joining me today. If you need any help with this, setting up any of your social media stuff, or have any questions on that, feel free to give us a call or send an email into support@deltagroup.com. Also, you can leave a comment on any one of our videos on Facebook or YouTube, or if you have any suggestions for more videos, just go ahead and let us know. Thanks a lot for joining me, and I'll see you next week.